Yo, what up? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the movie Kong Skull Island. Kong Skull Island is a 2017 film. It's rated PG-13 and it's 1 hour and 58 minutes. Directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts. I actually had an interesting fun time with this movie. The last King Kong movie I seen was the movie King Kong with Jack Black. Naomi Watts is in that one as well. And that movie was one of those things where I saw a lot of the insects and a lot of the stuff on that island was absolutely creepy. This was like a take a chance type of movie because I feel like King Kong has a whole bunch of movies. Just finding out that Godzilla is like the leader of most movies ever made. There's like trillions of different versions of Godzilla. This is a movie right here that I'm actually glad I got into just because of the different versions. Looking from afar, some of them just look very terrible. One thing I do like about King Kong, just to add, I do like how I was able to own the King Kong game on PSP. Great gaming moment for me, and that game was a lot of fun. So that feeling of just fun, adventure, just random exploring into this crazy island, I'm glad that it actually gave me a very satisfying feeling of not seeing anything that just made me be like, this is why I don't want to watch these movies. So before I go into the performances, I just want to say that I do like how this movie did have some sort of a background story to it, basically with the characters trying to go find this island and see what is going on with this creature that, you know, some of the scientists know that's there. The buildup of it, I just like how it was actually kind of fast and it actually moved very, very well. I think seeing a lot of the actors do their thing, especially the big name ones, like John Goodman, he was one of those characters that really just attracted you to see what these characters are thinking and what you're about to see. So I give props that the first half, not even first half, maybe the first 20-25 minutes, I like how it didn't drag. There is some parts in here where it kind of touched on the, oh my gosh, it's getting a little cringy, it's getting a little like, this is what the King Kong movies do. Going to the second half is literally this movie. The second half of this is what you want to see. It stayed on point and it stayed to a direction where I feel like the people behind the scenes did a pretty good job on just overall just trying to give the audience a feeling like this is very, very creepy. Cool as well that these characters in the beginning didn't give us a feeling where it's like, could we just hurry it up and get to this spot? The writing wasn't too terrible and it was pretty short and simple with these characters. Like, let's just get to seeing King Kong. Samuel L. Jackson plays the character Preston Packard, and this performance, right when I saw him on screen, I already knew that this guy was just in character mode. Easy role for him. This dude already knew what he had to do. I feel like in a movie like King Kong, why not add him? This was like a free role direction, free do what you want to do type of role for him. This dude still is loud, dude still has his cuss words in here, and very funny how he is the bad guy in this movie. One of those things that I did not expect at all. They did him crazy dirty. His acting in this movie, very hilarious in my opinion. Did a really good job just holding this role in this movie. So I think overall they did a good job casting Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. John C. Reilly plays the character Hank Marlowe. Completely shocked me when I saw him show up on screen. This movie flow, every bit by bit, I'm just trying to see how this style is working, and this was one of those things. When I saw him show up on screen, I'm like, whoa, I hope it's just not like a comedy thing, like why is he here? This movie is just getting more goofy and goofy and goofy. His acting was actually very good. Very surprised that John C. Reilly started in drama movies. So in this one right here, he has like dramatic style acting at times, but still has his style of acting that pretty much all of us know him for. It's just be very, very, very funny. And this one, very interesting look. A lot of the makeup and costume design in here didn't make him look goofy or look fake. Applaud the makeup team, applaud the team in the background to not make him look like this is going to be a comedy performance. This movie has a good distribution of good actors having their good amount of screen time to make this movie very, very good. Good choice having John C. Reilly in this movie. Great role for him and really showed his acting in this movie. Really enjoyed that. For some reason, very, very surprised that that role really fit. John Goodman plays the character Bill Rhonda, and he's one of those characters that really, really wants to go on the island because he knows that King Kong is there. Do like this projection, do like this whole performance. That voice is just a gravitational pull to a lot of his movies. I mean, knowing him from Sully and Monsters Inc., that's best role for me in my opinion that he has done. Being able to actually see him act, I do like how it's just a good fit. His style fits like almost almost any movie, costume design. He can be any character. So I'm very glad that this movie really brought actors that wasn't going towards like the cheesiness or corniness of making another King Kong movie. Like a lot of the actors just knew how to put this style in the movie, and you know, reading the script, I'm pretty sure like just lock in King Kong style, King Kong style. So seeing his performance, nine, I'd be mad at, and it's just an adventure style character in my opinion. You just want to follow along what he knows. Brie Larson, who plays Mason Weaver. So I like how this King Kong style with her, I feel like in the other King Kong movies, whenever you see like a blonde female, King Kong just automatically, you know, is attracted to that, falls in love somehow, I don't know. But I do like how they still added that in this movie. Still had the blonde girl on King Kong's hand, and that's something in the King Kong movie you definitely have to add. Quality wise, you just appreciate that none of it looked like, what is this girl sitting on, standing on? Interactions with King Kong, you could see like she was very, very shocked to be in front of that. That was one of those things that when you have a King Kong style movie, you gotta make it at least realistic that you're in front of this crazy creature. Very, very random to talk about, but interesting choice. So there is other actors, like I said, in this movie that just add to this flow, and they're just cool crew overall. It adds to this King Kong style movie. Seeing King Kong in this movie, I thought they did a great job on just the dominance look, making him very, very strong, and doing a good job on just not making this look cheesy at all. I think a lot of the in close moments, they did a good job on just focusing on toughness. The camera direction did a good job even on those far away moments. Really good job on just on overall just showing different angles and not being very repetitive and not being boring. I think this movie just had a good flow in general on just pacing wise and not leaving us bored on any dialogue. Pretty much saw a lot of adventure, especially being on that island, and King Kong's look just added to this thrill. The final battle, the action scenes in here wasn't cheesy, it all made sense, and it has good detail in here. I think when the camera direction goes close to King Kong, you see realistic features that you probably would see. And going back to the blonde female on King Kong's hand, I think just seeing King Kong's hand texture was one of those key points, and using the technology to its advantage in this movie, especially with King Kong's look, especially on a King Kong Island aspect. I would expect, especially from the old King Kong movie that I saw with Jack Black, the creepiness of seeing creatures has to be in an absolute high, and that movie was. This one right here, very shocked that it actually almost got to that level. Seeing creatures in this movie wasn't something like, what the heck is that? Especially the final boss wasn't terrible, was an interesting look, and if you thought about it, it was pretty creepy if you were to see that in person. Seeing like the spider scene in this movie was absolutely one of those things where I'm like, yep, they're doing it for me in this movie. That was like taking me out right away, and you gotta add moments like that in this movie. Especially, I hate spiders, but added points for making it creepy. So I would say with this movie, definitely give it a chance. All the actors in here are doing their thing. The only thing I would add to this movie is probably the sound. Make things more emphasized, make things seem like you're definitely in an island where when it gets dark, you can hear these insects like crazy. Emphasize on hearing King Kong walk from miles away rather than the surprise camera angle of him basically blending in with the island. Overall, I'm surprised that this movie wasn't ass or terrible, and I'm glad that I got to this one. After my watching the movie Kong Skull Island, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. That's my movie review for the movie Kong Skull Island. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.